Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to Siyasat English News. I am Aman Omar. COVID-19 cases in Telangana are in declining trend with 1,175 being reported on Tuesday, taking the overall tally to 6.15 lakh, while the toll stood at 3,586 with 10 fresh deaths. The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation accounted for the highest number of cases with 133, followed by Khammam with 76 cases. The number of active cases stood at 16,640. The recovery rate in Telangana was 96.71%, while it was 96.45% in the country. Telangana State Education Minister P. Sabita Indra Reddy has directed the government teachers to report for their duties from 25th of June. The State Education Ministry has issued a circular stating all government model schools, government-aided and diet colleges teachers and lecturers should report to their respective educational institutions from 25th of June. Earlier, the state government has decided to recommence the educational institutions from 1st of July. Addressing the media personnel, the minister, after a meeting with the senior education ministry officials, said, according to a government order 46, the private schools should collect only tuition fees this academic year, and the same will be informed to the managements of the private schools. She added that as per the government order 46, the private schools should not increase the fees and collect only the monthly fees. Meanwhile, the minister said that the intermediate second year results will be announced next week. The suburban transport service in the twin cities of Hyderabad, Secunderabad, that is MMTS, multimodal transport service, will resume its services from 23rd of June. Due to the unexpected challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and in view of the need to curtail the spread of COVID-19, the MMTS services in twin cities were being suspended from March last year. Since then, there has been a gradual resumption of express train services over the Indian Railways. Continuing this forward, Indian Railways has approved the resumption of MMTS train services from 23rd of June to cater to the needs, travels of the intra-city and suburban rail commuters in the twin city region. To begin with, 10 MMTS train services will be operated. On the second day of complete unlocking, roads were busy with heavy vehicular traffic in different parts of the city. They were again seen with traffic all day of private vehicles and public transport. There were traffic jams in a few areas as well. The public were seen doing their tasks as also government employees heading to and back from their workplaces. Areas like Raniganj, Masaptang, Mehedipatnam and Koti witnessed heavy traffic jams. All business establishments like shopping malls, restaurants, street food vendors freely carried out their trade as there was no time-bound restrictions. The public were excited on stepping out. In places like General Bazaar, Koti, shoppers were seen with friends and relatives. There was a huge rush at General Bazaar scene. At restaurants on the Necklace Road, there was a heavy movement of drive-in customers. As most of the restaurants did not have walk-in facility during the lockdown, with unlocking most of them were crowded, with families coming with friends. The All India Majlis-e-Ittehadul Muslimin has started inviting applications from candidates willing to contest the 2022 Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. The application will be in the prescribed form and will also include a loyalty contract. The loyalty contract says that the applicant will campaign for the party in the election, working honestly for the party even in the event of not getting the ticket. The applicants will also have to pay an application fee of 10,000 rupees along with the form. All India Majlis-e-Ittehadul Muslimin State President Shaukat Ali said, "We have made up our mind to contest on 100 Muslim majority seats in Uttar Pradesh, and there has also been a discussion about a possible alliance with like-minded parties." He said that All India Majlis-e-Ittehadul Muslimin Chief Asaduddin Awesi will take the final decision on the ticket distribution, for which he will visit the state soon. Bharat Biotech's Covaxin has shown 77.8% efficacy after the subject expert committee under the drug regulator reviewed its phase 3 trials data on Tuesday. The Hyderabad-based COVID vaccine manufacturing company had submitted data from the phase 3 clinical trials of Covaxin to the Drugs Controller General of India over the weekend. Bharat Biotech's pre-submission meeting with the World Health Organization will take place on Wednesday for the approval of Covaxin. Covaxin is one of the 3 vaccines which are currently being used in India. The phase 3 data of its vaccine has been questioned on various times, and this is what makes the data that ascertains the efficacy of the vaccine crucial. The company has developed the vaccine in association with the Indian Council of Medical Research. The Mumbai police has named Arnab Goswami, editor-in-chief of Republic TV, as an accused in the television rating point scam 9 months after registering an FIR in the case, and ex-Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh naming the channel as being involved in the scam. The police named Arnab Goswami and 4 others from the ARG Outlier Media that owns Republic TV in their 1800-page supplementary charge sheet submitted in the Esplanade Metropolitan Magistrate Court. The other accused include Chief Operating Officer Priya Mukherjee, Shivendu Mulilkar and Shiva Sundaram, earlier shown as wanted accused. So far, the police had charge-sheeted 15 people in the case, including former CEO of Broadcast Audience Research Council Partho Dasgupta and Republic TV CEO Vikash Kanchandani. The charges applied to relate to cheating, forgery, criminal conspiracy. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Islamic Affairs has directed the opening of the Quba Mosque round the clock to enable worshippers and visitors to pray in the mosque throughout the day. The ministry on 20th of June stressed the need to implement all health controls adopted in mosques to maintain the safety of worshippers by reducing overcrowding, especially at the entrances and courtyards of the mosque. The ministry called on worshippers and visitors to take precautionary measures to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus and to cooperate with the concerned authorities in the fight against the pandemic. The Quba Mosque is located on the Hijri Road linking between Makkah and Medina and is approximately 3.5 kilometers south of the Prophet's Mosque. The United Arab Emirates on Monday sent 20 ambulances equipped with emergency, security and basic safety equipment to the Gaza Strip through the Rafah border crossing. The aid shipment, organized by the United Arab Emirates Red Crescent, the country's humanitarian arm, aims to support the health sector in Gaza and improve local humanitarian conditions. Earlier this month, the UAE has sent 960 tons of medical aid and food to help 20,000 families in the Gaza. In February and March, the United Arab Emirates provided more than 58,000 doses of the Sputnik V vaccine. Thank you viewers, that's it for today.